Meeting is now being recorded.
In between the door and this room for the rest of the evening. I promise to keep it entertaining. I'm not going to be talking here for the entire time. I'm going to spread it between Costa and Diane to help me out with a bunch of different presentations. The first one that I want to talk about is the lighting incremental cost study. I pitched this at the last meeting. Anybody remember me talking about this at all? Okay, good. Okay, so we've had a lot of progress since that last meeting and today. Oh, I have to be there to press the buttons, I guess. That's okay. Okay, what I want to do is give you a quick update. Is that good? Perfect. All right. I'm a hand talker. Quick update on what the purpose of the project was. Our new construction program was the genesis of the idea of this project. They've identified a consistent lack of data when it comes to lighting ECMs. Look at different building types. When you look at different regions, when you look at different ECMs, the cost varies significantly. It can go from short paybacks of a year to paybacks of 300 years, and different lighting designers use different methodologies to come up with pricing. Look at, especially new construction projects, the costing information is very high level, and you can only get real data after the project is completed, and so it puts the program in an interesting challenge in terms of evaluating what incentive levels to provide on lighting ECMs. So this initiative was kicked off with the goal to try and gain a better insight using real projects that are installed out there, leveraging information from those projects, and creating a database or a matrix that can provide intelligence that spans across the West Coast. Questions on that before I proceed? Bit of an eye chart. I'm not going to spend very much time. This is an example of a matrix that we proposed to a group of consultants that we reached out to try and populate for us. And what you can see here is this is a breakdown of building size. This is a breakdown of building types. So you can have offices, institutional, colleges, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It goes down. And then what we want is by dollars per square foot, how does a particular ECM compared to baseline? So baseline would be ASHRAE 2004 or ASHRAE 2010. When you go from those baselines, and if you implement a lighting ECM that is 10% better, 20% better, 30% better, 40% better, all the way up to 50% better, how does the cost for that ECM compare to the baseline lighting that you would have in that building? Does that make sense? Okay. So what's the status of this project? Well, we've completed the RFQ process for BC Hydro's territory. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, energy conservation measure. The question was, what is ECM? Tech is Canadian. Status is the RFQ has been completed. We have selected a consultant. So this was a lightning speed process with our procurement department. There was a high priority placed on this initiative by our new construction program as part of their next business case cycle. They wanted this information, they wanted this resolution feed into their next cycle, so we put a rush on this. Our procurement guys came through. We have selected a consultant. For BC Hydro's territory, the kickoff of the project is next week. And what we have is the consultant is called Hanscom Consulting. They are one of the largest quantity surveyors and cost analysts in the industry. That's what we expected would be a winning bid from a consultant, because we want to leverage information from real projects. What we don't want to do is do modeling. We can model building types and ECMs ourselves, so we're blue in the face. We wanted real information from actual construction projects from a really broad spectrum, and that's where quantity surveyors can really bring that information to the table. The last meeting, a bunch of hands had gone up that had indicated interest in this project, and I've listed a few names here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm looking for today is actual partnership on this project. So as I mentioned, BC Hydro is going ahead. We expect this is going to cost us $40,000. That was the pitch from the consultant for BC Hydro territory. In my RFQ, I included the scope for the West Coast, and I named a bunch of partners in there that would likely be interested in this project. The consultant came back with an estimate of $25,000 to $30,000 for each additional territory project. So this is an actual call to action today to the partners here. So anybody else who's interested in this project, BC Hydro is willing to be a lead in shepherding all the different partners. It's going to be an individual contract with each partner directly with the consultant. There is latitude for each partner to tweak what they can deliver for their region. I've already vetted the consultant that they understand the nuances in codes for different regions. They have relationships with international bodies across the United States and even in terms of cost data for their regions. So this is an exciting opportunity. The timeline for BC Hydro's project is to complete by mid-September. The timeline that the consultant has said that they can meet, depending on how quickly partners can come on board, is by end of the year. Have a West Coast-wide database that leverages nuances between regions, shows why one ECM is more expensive in one San Diego versus Vancouver, and what we can do as a collective group to influence those differences and why those differences exist. Powerful information can be ready for us to all dig into at the next West Coast meeting, which might be, that's my pitch. My pitch is $25,000, $30,000 additional for each partner. We're going ahead, we're charging ahead with our project. So if you have any questions, I can field them now, or I can share with you the details of the RFQ. I think I shared what the scope of work was as part of the package that went out after the last meeting.
Already populated the ECM measure?
Yeah, we've provided a guideline on what the ECMs would be, but we've also left it open for the quantity surveyor to, it's not about the technology, it's about a grouping of technologies that will get you 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. So it's not technology specific, it's initiative specific. So if you go into a building and if you say, I want to design this building to be 30% more efficient than baseline, there's flexibility in what combination of ECMs you would put in there to achieve that. But at the end of the day, when you're providing an incentive, it's dollars per square foot. So that's what we're more interested in. But I do know that there is significant variability within a region, so I would expect there is variability within different regions. That's one of the challenges with managing incentives.
I think the BPA might not.
That's okay?
Yeah, I think we'll take a look at it. It's challenging.
Yeah, I guess I should clarify a little bit. The new construction program, yes, looks at brand new buildings that are being built, but it also looks at what would be considered a major overhaul. So if you have them where there is a change of use or there is a major shutdown of the foot and they're doing a major overhaul, that would fall under the categories of quote-unquote new construction. It's like, it does cross over into the custom program. And this database, it spans all programs. You know, once you have this information by building type, by building size, by tier of energy efficiency, it can be used by any program, their metrics. Well, the focus here is just lighting. Yeah, so the focus here is only lighting. Yeah.